Okay, a few hours ago we heard from the candidate vying to be chair of the Democrat National Committee. Let's listen to some of that debate. It was here on CNN.
Donald Trump has already done a number of things which legitimately raise the question of impeachment.
And the Democratic Party needs to take the fight to Donald Trump. When we lead with our values, when we lead with our conviction, that's how we succeed.
And what we've got to do as a party is recognize that that same struggle for belonging is true whether you're an immigrant mom trying to make sure you won't be divided from your family, or a blue-collar auto worker trying to figure out where your job's going to be, or a transgender kid in a high school who just needs to go to the bathroom like everybody else. We're all in this together. That's got to be our message.
So, Mark Preston, we first heard from Keith Ellison there talking about impeachment. How serious is this talk of impeachment? How seriously should it be taken? He's not the first one to raise it.
Right. And really the question was because we're seeing some people in the Democratic Party, specifically from the liberal wing of the Democratic Party, that are calling for efforts to try to impeach Donald Trump. At this point, it's way too early to even go down that road. In fact, we're seeing Democratic leaders, those such as Nancy Pelosi, that won't even go as far, John, to say that. However, expect to hear this over and over and over again because there are some legitimate concerns about Donald Trump's business ties. I mean, whether it leads to even the effort towards a real effort towards impeachment, you know, we'll see if that happens. But the fact of the matter is there are some concerns about how Donald Trump is still conducting his businesses at the same time he's conducting the business of the United States.
Dave, just wondering, does this position even matter? Isn't this, just essentially the person who raises money appears on the Sunday talk shows, and the joke is, I don't belong to an organized political party, I'm a Democrat.
Yeah, I mean, look, largely, like, the conversation tonight was a dialogue about the messaging of the party, but at the end of the day, the DNC chair, it's really all about mechanics and organizing and being able to improve the infrastructure within the party, perhaps decentralizing the party, giving the state parties more power, raising money, helping to elect Democrats all across the country. Largely, the conversation tonight was about messaging, what we did wrong in 2016, what we need to do right in 2017. But real quick, if I can, going back to the question of impeachment, I think ultimately what Republicans have to consider is they impeached President Bill Clinton because he was unfaithful to his wife. But we also have somebody who theoretically was unfaithful to his country when he asked the Russians to hack into Hillary Clinton's emails. Number one. Number two, let's see what these investigations by Congress come up with about Donald Trump's ties to Russia.
Perjuring yourself is a whole different thing that Clinton did. But here's what struck me tonight. First of all, talking about messaging, they really only referenced jobs in the economy just a handful of times the entire night, which is fundamentally why they lost, and they're still not answering that question. The other, really, between the battle of Ellison and Perez was really a battle of falling in love versus falling in like. They want to fall in love with the left wing of their party, but they think it might be perhaps too far left. It'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out.
And finally, John Phillips, your takeaway from the debate tonight. Which direction do you think the Democrats are heading, judging from what you saw in the last couple of hours?
Well, a friend of mine asked me if I thought that Keith Ellison had a chance at actually winning, and I said no, because God doesn't love me that much. And I think that I might be wrong, and I might get my wish. Look, you said that the two main roles for the chair of the DNC is to raise money and to go on TV. He's already offended some of the largest donors, including Haim Saban, in this process by anti-Semitic remarks that he's made before in the past. He was confronted by Dana Bastianite about comments he made about repealing the Second Amendment today, and he looked like Bob Kardashian when the OJ verdict was read. His jaw just about hit the ground. Meet the Press is going to be must-see TV every single week if this guy is the face of the Democratic Party.
Okay, and with that, we shall leave it for now. Mark Preston in Atlanta, John Phillips, Dave Jacobson, and John Thomas, thanks to you all for being with us. Much appreciated.